Hello friends, today's practice is for anyone that is doing any sort of shadow work. So shadow work is when we are looking at the dark sides of ourselves, sides that have been hidden and or buried, insecurities, things that we have formed within our lives, emotions, belief systems that are not always serving us, that aren't always positive. And we need to look deeply into ourselves and wonder why we have these belief systems. And when we open up to see the shadows, to see the darkness, it can be uncomfortable. And it can not only harm us physically, but emotionally as well. But understanding that we need to go through in order to come out and to respect the darkness as much as we do the light. So this practice, we're going to start on the back of our mat. We're bringing our hands up and we're just starting with the breath, taking a deep breath in and exhale, closing your eyes, being okay with seeing the darkness, taking a deep breath in, being present of our surroundings, knowing that even though there is no light present, it does not always mean that there is no good. Deep breath in and exhale. And then folding down or rolling forward into our child's pose. I want you to spread your knees a little bit apart so your forehead goes to the mat. And you're just looking at your toes. Your two big toes are touching at the back. You're reaching your arms forward. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels good. Taking a breath in and out. Knowing that you're safe. Knowing that life is almost like a roller coaster. It goes up and it goes down, just like our movements will. Good, and then slowly coming up to our tabletop position, dropping the belly, looking up. Cat-cow, curving the spine, and back in to your cow, looking up, and then tucking the belly in, and then coming up onto our toes. So notice I have socks. Today's class is all about comfort. We're gonna reach our arms all the way up, and then bring our arms out into cactus. Sometimes when we're doing inner work, we want to close ourselves off. So a lot of times we'll see the physical action or we'll see the physical happen in our bodies. So take this time to open up your chest, open up your shoulders, still pulling the belly in, but trying to get our elbows as far as we can. And then reaching around, we're going to give our shoulders a squeeze. So we're actually intentionally rolling our shoulders this time. And then open up again. So through this movement, it'll help to bring a little bit more mobility within our shoulders, releasing tension and stress, not only in our body, but in our mind. Good. Let's start with some hip openers. So we're going to step our left foot forward, place two hands just below the left knee, and then sink down as much as you can. Reaching the heart forward. Good. And then maybe looking up just a little bit, feeling this beautiful stretch on your right side. If you want, you can go ahead and place your right hand if you find that you have your balance, and lifting the left arm up. Just reach back. So we're opening up our chest, our back, our hips. Feeling strong and powerful. Good. And then bringing the left hand down, cartwheel the arm, bring the arm over, and then at the same time, we are extending that left leg, dropping both hands down onto the mat or blocks, lifting the left foot, half split, trying to keep our hips square, lifting the left toe, Just breathe. And then walking the hands forward, come up into your runner's lunge. So we're stepping our back toe, lifting the back leg, and then coming up into our high lunge or crescent lunge, lifting our arms up. Reach, bend, and then open up warrior two. Notice how I'm just doing small, slow movements, breathing through each movement. Good, bending a little bit further down into that knee and then extending the knee. It's all about being gentle and soft today. And then bringing our toes together, floating down into our wide-legged forward fold, bending the knees, dropping the head, and then just swaying from side to side, release. Taking some big inhales here and exhales through the mouth. Really opening the hips, but still being gentle in our bodies. Good, coming up on our fingertips, heel toeing our feet a little bit closer together, walking the hands to the top of the mat, lifting both toes parallel for our pyramid pose. Taking a few breaths here so we have both toes pointed towards our mat. And we go ahead relaxing our body over our left leg. Good, and then place both hands down onto the mat, bending the front knee, step back the left foot. You're going into your high plank just for a moment, hold, and then dropping both knees, and then back into a kneeling position with sitting on your ankles or your feet. Bring your arms back out into cactus, reaching both arms all the way up again. Deep breath in. And then carry your hands back, do a bind with your fingers, pulling and straightening your arms, bringing your shoulders back even more, lifting your head, lifting your heart. Good. Release. Exhale, take a minute. Feel your body. Nice and soft and gentle and slow. Beautiful, good. Bringing yourself up, extending the right foot now, and coming forward as we open up the hip on the other side, taking both hands just below your right knee and sinking down into this deep hip opener. Now with the arms, taking the left hand this time, reaching back as we take the right hand, lift it all the way up. Good. Lower down the right hand and the left, finding your mat, flipping your toes, come into your runner's lunge, holding your runner's lunge. And then placing your knee back, release the toe, walk back into your half split with your right toes now pointed towards the ceiling. We carry so much stress and tension in our hips. So doing these types of hip openers can really help with our journey of growth, our journey of transformation. Pulling the left hip forward. Take another breath in. Good, and when walking the hands forward, flipping the toes, straightening the back leg, then using our strength to come up. High lunge, crescent lunge, reach up. Bending the front knee. Hold. lift. And then open up warrior two on the other side. Good, hold. Good, gently straightening that knee. Pivoting your feet. I'm going to switch around. Go back into your wide-legged forward fold. And then we're going to carry both hands over towards the right as much as we can. So we're bending the right knee and then walking the hands or hovering, really going deeper into our hip opener. So you could bring your hands to prayer, maybe lifting the opposite foot, maybe going from one side to the other, or just placing your hands down. Good. Being soft, being gentle. Good. And then lifting up, walking our hands over to the opposite side. So we have our pyramid pose with the right foot in front this time. Feeling this nice, gentle hamstring stretch. Nice, lifting the back heel, bring it to the front of the mat for a forward fold. So we have both of our feet together at the top of the mat, maybe a little bit apart, grabbing onto your elbows, pulling your elbows down, relaxing your head, maybe a micro bend in the knee. Good. Placing your hands down on your mat, bend your knees, and we're just going to step back, placing our knees to the mat. Release in a kneeling position as we come to a cross-legged on our mat, seated, bringing our palms up, rolling our shoulders. Inhale and exhale, and then hands to the side. Nice. Side stretch, bringing our left arm all the way up, reaching over to the side, making sure both hips are on the mat. Reach, reach, reach. Nice. Back up to center and then over to the other side. I like to start by bringing my arm all the way up, seeing how that feels on my shoulder, and then gently, I like to just take my hand, reaching over to the side wall. And breathing, looking forward. Again, we're just doing slow, soft movements, gentle on ourselves, and then coming all the way up. Taking our hands now behind our head, and we're going to curve our spine and our neck. Now, really gentle here. Just listen to your body. How does your neck feel? I love doing this in the morning. And then reaching forward. And then just sway a little bit side to side as you slowly and gently put a little bit of tension on the back of your head. And then relax your shoulders. Feeling the sensation maybe in your upper back. Maybe you hear some cracks. And then coming back up. Taking your left hand on your head and just trying to get your left ear to left shoulder. And then taking a deep breath in and out, relaxing your shoulders down. Good. Maybe you're taking the opposite hand, the right hand, and trying to reach a little bit further out to the side. You'll feel an extended elongation stretch in your neck and upper shoulders. Good. And then slowly release. Switch sides. Slow. Hand on head. You're not doing a lot of pressure. It's just more like the weight of your hand on your head. Maybe reaching with those fingertips a little bit further out to the left side. And breathe. Nice. And release. Good. Give yourself another stretch out, reaching all the way up and down. And again, feeling a little bit stronger, reach up and down and up and down and up. Last one. And down. Bring your knees to the top of the mat. We're going to roll ourselves all the way down. So one vertebra at a time, lower, lower, lower. Slow, 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 slow. Reach. Arms all the way up. Taking a deep breath in and out. Maybe doing some movement with your wrists and your ankles. Making this feel good. Placing one hand on your belly, the other one on your heart. Taking a few minutes here, taking a deep breath in and out. In and out. Good. Bringing your knees to your chest, giving yourself a hug, a squeeze, a little bit of self-love, maybe a rock from side to side. Nice. Let's do another stretch for the hips. So finding your mat with your feet once again, take your left ankle, place it over your left knee, and then lifting the foot, the left foot off the mat, maybe taking both hands, putting it just behind that left knee. And then you could even, sometimes I like to take my right hand and just push my right knee away. So we should feel a nice deep stretch in the hips right here, the back of the leg. Try to keep your shoulders flat onto the mat. And we're trying to bring our left knee a little bit closer to our chest. Now everyone's going to be different here, listening to our bodies again. Combination of a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of ease, a little bit of good pain, as they say, a little bit of resistance. It's all part of life. We have to learn how to balance it all. Good. And then lower the left foot to the mat and switch sides. So we have our left ankle to our right knee. Our left knee goes out as we slowly start to lift our right foot off of the mat, having our knee a little bit closer to us. Again, both hands can loop through behind, under the right knee, or take the left hand on the left knee and push it away from you. And just breathe as you feel this nice stretch on the left side of your hips and legs. Movement is so key when we're doing any sort of internal work. When we are perhaps going through difficult times, it is so important. We forget quite often when our lives are busy and we have way too much going on to take care of ourselves. But it is the only way to have joy in this journey of ours. We need to learn the tools. We need to learn how to regulate our nervous system. We need to know how to do the work. We need to know how to heal ourselves so we can essentially heal and love others. Lower the right foot down to the mat, placing both feet down, bringing your hands to the mat as well, rolling your shoulders, lift up your hips into our bridge position. Taking a breath in, maybe your hands can find themselves holding on, reaching back, straightening our elbows. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Squeeze. And then lower our hips down to the mat and come into our happy baby. So grabbing the outside of our feet, rocking from side to side, taking a minute to open up our hips. I probably wore the wrong outfit today, but you know what? Does it really matter? I'm definitely not your average yogi. I think I maybe own one Lululemon pants, and I don't really care to own any. I like what I like. So pushing or trying to get your knees down. Good. Just like yoga, it doesn't matter how it looks, it's how it feels. I could tell you Happy Baby was definitely a pose that I was uncomfortable doing in the beginning, especially in public. It just felt, I don't know, maybe a little X-rated. Reaching our arms up. Now we're gonna go into a twist. So taking the left foot over the knee and dropping both knees over to the right. So you can also keep your knees together as well for this. So we're twisting at the waist. Bringing both shoulders out, arms out. Relax. And take this moment just to come into your breath a little bit more. Closing your eyes. Maybe creating a little bit of visualization. Sometimes it's okay, I think, to forget where you are and visualize that you're actually somewhere else. Let's bring both knees up to the other side, scooting our hips over if we need to, letting both knees fall over to the left side, bringing both arms out. Go back to that visualization within your breath. It's okay to visualize that, you know, you're in a beach or at a meadow or somewhere else where you can see where you might be in the future. Life is a journey. One more deep breath in and out. And then bringing your knees up slowly. And get comfortable for your Shavasana. Bringing your legs out, let your feet float from one side to another. Your shoulders down on the mat, palms facing upwards. And just take this moment with me. Take this moment to let go, to forgive yourself. Take this moment to release, to let go of all the mistakes or imperfections or things that we tend to tell ourselves more than anyone else will. And just take this moment to love yourself, to be with yourself, to listen to your breath, to close your eyes, to melt into the mat, to go somewhere else, to just be, to feel, to love, to breathe. Allow it in. Listen to your breath. If you want to stay on your mat a little bit longer, you can shut off the video and continue, maybe with the meditation or manifestation practice. But if you'd like to close the practice with me, bring your arm up and bringing yourself to a comfortable seated position where I get to take a moment to thank you so much for joining me today, to taking this time out for yourself. For when you take time out for yourself, you have the ability and the energy to not only do work within yourself, but to give love and energy to others. And that is what we need more in this world. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Love and light.